As electropositive action proceeds northerly, it contracts. The direction of contraction is north by the way of east. East is toward less rotation at the gravitative center of any mass. The maximum of east is where east meets north, following the charging area of mass. As electronegative action returns toward south, it expands. Now this chart that you're looking at here, I will read some of the things that are on this page. The first little demonstration there says the inertial planes. A, the south inertial plane. B, the primary vertical plane. C, the secondary vertical plane. The south inertial and secondary vertical planes divide positive from negative. The primary vertical plane divides positive from positive and negative from negative. Okay, now the second little set with A, B, C in it. Divisions of the faces. A, the north opposed planes. B, the ecliptic planes. C, the east-west opposed planes. The east-west planes are the eclipses of the wave. Now for the third one, divisions of the compartments. The 4 left cubes are the east cubes, and the 4 right ones are the west cubes. And on the last one there, the position of the wave in respect to the cube of motion. And this chart is called the cubes of motion, planes of concept and the illusion in form. At the bottom of this page it says chart showing divisions of the cubes of motion, which define the limitations of waves of energy. Okay, the direction of expansion is south by the way of west. West is toward greatest rotation at the surface of any mass. The maximum of west is where west meets south following the ecliptic plane of any mass. The minimum exertion of the easterly force of contraction must therefore be in the plane of the equator of any mass, and its force directed toward the gravitative center of that mass. In every mass, the maximum exertion of the easterly force of contraction is within the charging areas of the generative cones, of which the pole of rotation is the axis. In every mass, the maximum exertion of the westerly force of expansion is within the discharging areas of the radiative cones, of which the equator is the base. In every mass, north meets east at the pole of rotation. The axis of the generative cones of energy, of which the northeasterly electric stream and the southwesterly magnetic lines of force are the opposing contours. It may be well to recall the law of generation. All mass is generated and regenerated by a contractive pressure exerted in the direction of its gravitative center. Its minimum of generated pressure is exerted from its equatorial plane and its maximum pressure from its pole. South meets west at the axis of the radiative cones of energy, of which the expansion of the equatorial plane of revolution into the isoclinal planes of magnetic force are the contours. Thus may we repeat the law of radiation of mass. All mass is radiated and diffused by an expansive pressure exerted in the direction of its surface. Its minimum of radiative pressure is exerted from its pole, and its maximum from its equatorial plane. East contracts toward north, and west expands toward south. Contraction is centripetal, and expansion is centrifugal. The increase of centripetal force of any mass is in the direction of generation, and the increase of centrifugal force is in the direction of radiation. Centripetal force accumulates and centrifugal force dissipates. Mass is accumulated in the direction of its generation and dissipated in the direction of its radiation. Centripetal force decelerates rotation and accelerates revolution. Centrifugal force accelerates rotation and decelerates revolution. The deceleration of rotation is in the direction of generation, and deceleration of revolution is in the direction of radiation. All vortices turn from west to east, and their apices point to north. If the above laws are well-founded, the directions of east and north must be related to the attraction of gravitation. Also, the directions of west and south must be related to the repulsion of radiation. Also, if deceleration of rotation increases in the centrifugal easterly direction of contraction, decelerated rotation must, in some manner, be related to the attraction of gravitation. Conversely, if acceleration of rotation increases in the centrifugal westerly direction of expansion, accelerated rotation must, in some manner, be related to the repulsion of radiation. Also, if acceleration of revolution increases in the centrifugal easterly direction of contraction, accelerated revolution must, in some manner, be related to the attraction of gravitation. Conversely, if revolution decreases in the centrifugal westerly direction of expansion, decelerated revolution must, in some manner, be related to the repulsion of radiation. Now I want to put a new chart up here. I will read the words on the chart page. The creating universe is a reflection of its concept in inertia. The ecliptic planes of the wave where east meets west are at north, and where inertia overcomes motion. The corners of the cubes of motion are the points of north which become the gravitative centers of all systems, formed on the carbon line in the bisexual position of 4++. All systems forming on the ecliptic planes of the wave are self-reproductive. Their nuclear suns are true spheres. The orbits of their planets are true circles. There are no precessional orbits. Their crystallization is in true cube. Their power of attraction and repulsion is maximum, and their melting points are the highest in their octaves. No part of the universal substance passes beyond the boundary of its own cube of motion. The inertial planes are barriers into which all appearances disappear. Okay, and I will begin the next one on another video because I will need another chart. And the next one is going to be called Universal Mathematics and Universal Ratios.